Hi Reading Zone Book Club, Jess Butterworth here, and I'm really excited to talk to you today about my new book, Where the Wilderness Lives. It's set between England and Wales, and it's about 4 siblings who live on a canal boat, and one day they find a safe in the canal and it's locked and they can't get into it, so they take it with them. But then it turns out that there's also someone else who's after the safe, and the siblings are forced to flee into the deep wilderness of Wales to try and escape from the person who's after the safe as well. And they're trying to find out a way to open it at the same time. And it's a story about friendship and courage and being outside in nature. And I'm going to read you the beginning now. December 16th, present day. If I told you that you were going to find a locked safe one day after school, and that it was going to transform your life, you'd probably think either 1, I'm lying, or 2, that the safe was filled with a huge amount of money. Well, I'm not lying. I really did find a safe after school. But it wasn't full of money either. Still, it really did change our lives forever. But to tell the story properly, I need to start at the beginning. Chapter 1, Autumn, 6 weeks earlier. The day we find the safe is a special day. The Canal Trust has drained a section of the canal for the first time in 20 years, revealing all sorts of treasure stuck under the water. That morning, we beg Mum to let us stay home from school to search the canal. I do most of the begging. I'll try anything to stop having to go to school right now. My younger brothers and sister, Enzo, Arianwen and Bryn, are lucky. They're still in primary school together, whereas I have to go to secondary school. Alone. But Mum strokes my hair and says, "No, menina," in her Spanish accent. Today is a school day. Instead, after school, we rush home as fast as we can. When we get back, Mum is standing in the kitchen of the boat wearing an apron over her scrubs. Pasta simmers on the stove and she's chopping a tomato. "Are you ready?" I ask, worried that all the treasure will be gone by the time we get there. "Please, can we go now?" "Why don't you join the canal cleanup crew while I finish up dinner?" Mum replies. "I'll be there soon." Every month, people who live along the canal gather to pick up litter scattered on the towpath and in the water, and they've organised today's clean-up to coincide with the drained canal. We see the crew at work, armed with fishing nets and rods, and cycle to meet them. Our Irish wolfhound, Willow, bounds alongside us wearing her burgundy assistant dog harness. It's drizzling, and I pull my hood up. Ahead of me, cycling side by side, Aria and Bryn race each other, speeding through puddles. The flecks of red in Aria's dark curls catch the low winter sun. Even though they're twins, they look nothing alike. Bryn has a blonde wavy lion mane of messy hair, which he refuses to cut. Aria is taller than he is too. There's a 3-year gap between each of us. Aria and Bryn are 6, Enzo's 9, and I'm 12. We join the crew by the aqueduct between the pub and the crystal shop, under the autumn trees. Tom waves us over. "Great to have you here to help," he says. Tom has a tugboat, and I can see that some people are already standing on it to reach the rubbish in the water with nets, scooping up anything floating in the canal. Michael, an older man with a smooth head, is handing out binliners and dividing people into groups. Michael's boat is moored next to the aqueduct. Intricate wood carvings decorate the hull like a Viking ship, and prayer flags hang on the roof. Mum's best friend Sam is here too, with her baby Ella held to her chest in a sling. When Aria and Bryn were little, Mum used to carry them like that. I did too, sometimes. "Why don't you lot come this way?" Michael says to our group, and we follow him towards the drained part of the canal, pushing our bikes. Excitement bubbles in my stomach. I've lived on the canal since I was 6, but I've never seen what it looks like without water in it. We stop to collect rubbish along the way. Water sounds all around us. Tom's boat engine churns up waves, Crisp packets and cans drip as they're lifted from the canal. The current sloshes against the bank. At last, we reach the section that's been drained. A group of people in yellow high-visibility jackets stand on the edge of the towpath ahead, peering into the canal. We pass a blue working boat loaded with bent shopping trolleys, plastic bottles, and hundreds of plastic bags, dribbling sludge off the side and into the water. We lie our bikes on top of each other on the grassy verge and push through the group of people. Everyone always jumps out of the way for Willow. Even though she's the gentlest, most well-trained dog, her size intimidates people. On the other side of the lock, the canal has been completely emptied of water. It's deeper than I expected it to be, about 10 feet. At the bottom, covered in brown gloop, is an assortment of tyres, rusty bikes, bits of metal, plastic, fishing rods, traffic cones, and lots of other objects I can't distinguish. "Look at all that stuff," shouts Bryn. "I bet some of it's treasure." We sit in a line with our legs dangling over the edge and reach down with our nets and poles trying to hook objects out. Willow lies beside us. And that is the beginning of chapter 1. I really hope you enjoy the book, and happy reading.